Hello traders. So this session will be about, let me put the volume up a little bit more. This live streaming session will be to demonstrate this strategy that I'm using, and I put up in description where you can learn about it. And you that would be you would go to tradinghabitual.com and you would find it here. Okay, so just a quick overview. It's uh, the system contains of 4 indicators. It's this VWAP, trend lines, this magenta and cyan arrows. They come from volume indicator, which is here, and also congestion indicator, which is says here. And also there is a divergence indicator here. And this is, I just load on 5, this is 5-minute, and this is 15-minute for higher time frame. How I use that, I see, like, if on higher time frame we have these arrows, that means I want to start looking at long signals on primary chart. I've same thing is on 15-minute. See, there was, let me just see, there was this signal up, so I would, since 9:45 I would be looking at only long signals if I would use discretionary trading. And maybe this was that trade, but anyways, the way it is, um, I've also selected that I'm using algo trading here. So I've enabled loans and shorts. If I want to disable algo trading, I would either do this or just deselect everything. But I selected those 4. But because algo trading, they're more strict in nature, you can also enter with discretionary trades. And I've listed some discretionary trades in this strategies, in just overall, just a very basic. One strategy is this chop, when you have bull arrow and you have a down arrow immediately, means market didn't go up but immediately reversed and chopped bull traders. The congestion was, it's like a breakout from congestion. Bull flag, this would be a bull flag. This would be a bull flag, yeah. And trend line break is, this would be a trend line break, or this. Okay. So right now I'm just waiting for a possible setup. Like, if I miss anything, my algo will pick up if there is a trade setup. But right now you see this ATR is 38 points, which is really high. and I'm only set it only max risk is 22. Uh, so that's that. Uh, yeah, just chilling out here and looking what's gonna be available. We're changing up high. See this fast and slow. There's a difference is very good, very healthy. It also shows here volume fast, slow is healthy.
Flag up setup.
See, so there's this. Let me turn it down a little bit. So we had a bull flag setup, but this is way too, way too in the premium, too high for me to take that. So I'm not taking that. If I wanted that trade, I could do something like this, and it would arm if this bar closes above, it will open that flag trade. But I don't want to do that. For me, it's a bit too high. Yeah, I mean, we might get it, but it's just a little bit too high for me. And yeah, I've selected MNQ. Usually I trade NQ. But for demonstration purposes, I know that I will be somewhat distracted or uh, something like that. So I size down, and just for demo purposes, I use MNQ today. Yeah, see this higher time frame value, it's overextended. And if you look here, see this is 0.6. You know, usual we have 0.2, and that's what I marked in strategy. That whatever is beyond 0.2 is considered overextended. But it's not that you don't want to take a trade. It's just letting you know we're overextended. And yeah, I was thinking it would retrace a little bit lower, then I would take the trade. But well, it went before us. Otherwise, it would have been a winner. Also, it tells you that chance we are two, uh, we're up chance, two consecutive up chance trend lines. So this is one, this was the second one. I mean, this was the first one, this is the second one. So it calculates the consecutive ones. And the idea for that is if it is a three consecutive trend lines. If you're expecting a trend line break on a third, it's probably going to be uh, more valuable setup. Let's see where we are. Oh, see, so it marked on this trend line 15-minute closed, and it shows us volume up on 15-minute. So it tells you good uh, good signal that you want to start looking for loans, as long as price remains between this and this bar. I mean this and this level. That's what it's doing that. So I'm not looking for shorts unless there is a good setup here, but usually it's probably not gonna happen. We had a divergence here. We broke to the downside, and then we just went ballistic upwards. So that tells me we're probably gonna close in the up bar today. But just waiting for signals. Yeah, the strategy is you get these calculations in strategy, and they are here as market health statistics. See, I put higher time frame volume max threshold 0.2, and that means it's overextended. You could change it here, but this is just to let you know. Usually when everything green here, we're trending upwards and we have good healthy market conditions. Man, this ATR is 36 points. That's a lot. Look at this momentum filter of 324. I mean, that's insanely high. This bounce trader chart trader is not part of the system.
Flag up setup.
So I'm waiting for a deeper retracement. Not doing it yet. I mean, not entering it yet.
Flag up setup.
See, for flag setup, here are flag. We have look back bars. We're set it to 4. It means consecutive lower highs should be on 4 bars. Usually you have it 4 or 3. And stochastic has to be over 76 or lesser than 24 for shorts. And right now it says stochastic is 57. So it's probably there is no, it's not valid anymore. So
Flag up setup.
I think something's wrong with the stock reading. Let me just double check that. Because it's gotten stuck. I may need to fix that. Let's see. says at 54, but this is 76, so the stochastic, it's this part that is not updating correctly. I'll need to fix that. But the itself calculations are correct. We're still in the okay, it's not anymore, right? So I'm gonna take it down. See, this was a valid setup. This one worked out well, but this one is not. So we're waiting for different setups. So this is our support level, but I'm not entering unless there is a signal. So if there is going to be, I would expect some kind of a chop here. And I mark this on. No, I don't want that. I just want to make sure it enters trade. Let's see if there's gonna be volume. Okay, so I'm gonna cancel it. Yeah, it's not taking any trades because
Volume up setup.
right, it didn't take it because so if it's gonna because of the maximum risk. We are 36 and maximum is 22 points. So if it would yeah, I didn't catch that at first. So what if I will do, see, it's 35 is still a lot. Let's do it like this. So I changed maximum risks to 35 and our ATR is 35 here. So let me just refresh it. It opened up an additional one, so let me close this one. Okay, and we selected runner. So this is going to be one for base, one for runner. So what we had this trend line break. Yeah, so just waiting for now. Now see how this is. Like I've said earlier, if we're gonna have a trend line break to the downside, but we are just really overextended. I just don't think we're going down, so I'm not interested in trend line break to the downside. So I will mark this off. But if we will have volume short,
Volume up setup.
I mean, see, we had on 10, at 10:15 we had a move upside, and we have an arrow here, volume up, but we didn't have any up signals. And the one that we had here happened on 10:26, and this was uh, that just didn't feel right. See, it also tells you that upward trend is short distance, it's too close, or the close is very close to the trend, and it tells us that we're probably gonna have a setup soon or a little move because price cannot stay here for a long time. And I'll just consider that as a quick short. So let me explain what I did. Now you would think that there will be a breakout to the upside with this trend line. It's usually a false breakout, but what I did with the scalp sell button is that it enters market order, it places stop above the previous bar for stop loss above the high, and take profit is automatically at the beginning, at the open of the bar. And let me show you how that looks. It's right here. Uh, scalp stop loss offset 4 ticks. So that was 4 ticks above this bar, and it closed on the open of that bar. So you don't need to do any calculations or any adjustments. What's really nice about these scalp buy and scalp sell buttons, like you would want to pay attention that usually when there is a volume up signal bar, like let's say here, and when it's retracing good on the next bar, you just enter scalp buy. High um, it has a higher win rate that it will retest that close. Like let's say here I was waiting that for the price would retrace lower. It didn't, and I abandoned it on the next bar because it usually, like what you see here, we have a volume up bar. When it almost retraced to the opening, you would want to open that. You would want to hit that scalp buy. You had a high chance that it will retest that previous bar close because it followed right after the volume up signal. Let me show that to you. Let's say here, see, you got the volume up, price retraces over the half, over the 50%, and it retraced there. So yeah, you could Yeah, let me show you some. While we're waiting, there's no we still have our at least a minute for this bar to finish. Now what do we think? If this bar fails to close higher, are we going to retrace lower? And we have about 5 more minutes. Now in my opinion, if um, from what I've seen, if this fails to close higher or make a new higher, we have a good chance of making similar bar to the downside and retest these lows possibly.
Volume up setup.
Right, remember what I've said. If we're gonna, let me try to, let me have it retraced a little bit long, a little bit more. It should retrace on the same minute. If it doesn't, it's just gonna be a failure. But that's alright, it's not a big risk here. Yeah, I don't like it. I hit the break even because it usually, what I like to see, it retraces on the same bar. It might go up, that's fine, but I've tried, I didn't like that. Now, we have 2 minutes. I will take this. I'll take this chance. If we're gonna have a short break, I mean volume short, I'll take that chance. Uh, See how if I wouldn't have moved to break even, we would be in good profits right now. good scalp profits. But that's just what I do. I don't like that. So this is the inside bar on 15-minute. trend line break. Because what may happen here, may have a downtrend line formed, and then it's going to break to the upwards again. I see. So this was a good setup. Uh, like I said, I only moved it to break even. That's why this would have been a good trade. So we have our algos turned on. If there's going to be a signal, it will get in a trade. If I see something good, I will enter discretionary.
Flag up setup.
So what do we think? You know, I will enter flag loan with this close filter. Means if it's going to close above 2 ticks above the bear bull flag value, it's not just touch 2 ticks above, but if it's going to close filter, I will enter alone. But it also
Flag up setup.
sometimes what you see is yeah, I'll put on a discretionary short just in case. Because if there is going to be a bar to the downside, we'll retest 50 once. That's what? 550s? Yeah, somewhere here. Okay, see, so flag loan is no longer flag trade, so it disarmed on its own. But if yeah, I would give it a chance. We're making a bear bar with a volume down signal. That may be a good signal. Well, actually, no. I will still look for loans, even though it broke this. We'll see if Algo will pick up short. Let it be. I will look for loans on discretionary side because we didn't have a divergence here. If you look here, price moves up, this pivot high, this pivot higher, same thing here. Volume also is moving high, so
Volume up setup.
see, so that's what I did. Now let's see if it's going to be a winner because I have entered that flat volume long. Now we're already 10 points into the profit. That's a scalp, but I think I feel pretty good about it. We're still uh, now Algo start. It's targeting a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio for your take profit, and I felt like this would be a good target. Maybe it used these highs, but oh well. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Just gonna wait. Um, like I've said earlier, usually if it's 10 point, I close it. But I just wanted to. This is MNQ, just one contract. It's no big deal. Um, on NQ, it's a much bigger deal. But I just wanted to show you that how it would work out because I didn't want to end the stream without showing how those buttons work.
Volume up setup.
Okay, so we have this was double signal, and now it's jumping off of that new trend line, and price can't stay there for a long time. It's either break up or break down. Do you see how there was no short volume signals? Only longs.
Trendline breakdown setup.
Our 15-minute closed this way. Yeah, it's probably going. I don't know. Is it making this congestion? If it's making this congestion, then it may go upwards still. I don't want to move my stop loss. Okay, if it's gonna do it, then it's gonna do it now. Okay. Come on, a little bit more. Come on.
Volume up setup.
Okay, see, so now we're also trend line break, maybe. So I don't wanna. Feel like it should go a little bit more up to take profit. Come on. You can do it a little bit more. I will move my stop. There.
Trendline breakup setup.
I want to show you it should move to break even. Well, right. So it moved. See, so it took, we had base and runner. And so it took base runner and moved the runner to break even. And now this is free risk-free trade. And we are just going to, yeah, if anything, it's gonna trail, by the way. And if anything, we made our $100. Now, technically, it should trail on pivot low. I will see. me just double check the trail is selected. So we have a runner 122, trail runner enabled, and that's everything is good. Now, why I kept on this trade is the indication that the market is still strong. Is I thought there is a divergence here, but obviously we didn't have a divergence indicator show here. But it showed me that price making upwards. So is this in volume indicator. It's also making wave. So is an upwards. On next pivot high, we also made this high. So it tells you market is still strong, or it still has potential. Let's say if we are, let's find a bearish divergence. Like this is a bearish divergence. Price makes higher high, but volume they make lower high. And then of course this is not session prime time. This happens somewhere. Let's find it somewhere in the this would be like usually I don't trade past 3 o'clock, but this shows divergence, and then it's close of the session. Like this would have been an okay. Like we've got real divergence and we started seeing volume down signals. But we haven't seen any volume down signals here. See our break, it moved to this pivot low from break even. So it was reasonable to move it that way. If it's gonna go lower, okay, let it be. Great. Now for discretionary trading, let me just turn
Flag
on
up
this.
setup.
For discretionary trading, I don't have any signals right now. Not on 5-minute or on 15-minute. So it's just gonna be chilling for now. So this was what? So this was 617. Just wanna see how many points we've captured. So we've entered on 18, and that was on 40. So that was 22 points. 22 points plus this was like 30 points altogether. That's not bad for a scalp. That's
Flag
really
up
good for a
setup.
scalp. So our ATR went down drastically from 35, and now our volume fast is still okay. They're kind of overlapping. I usually don't avoid shades when these EMAs are overlapping basically, or the distance between them is less than 0.01. It still shows healthy, but yeah, no signals yet.
Flag up setup.
Yeah, if you want to learn scalping strategies, this would be a good way. It's not just it's not just one indicator that I offer here. I offer you a price action
Volume up setup.
strategies here, and this add-on uh, helps you with your discipline in trading. So let's say, do I want to go up? I will. Um, no, I don't expect it to go up. Just not my rules. Even though we have good retracement here, but to me this is like retracing to the range. So this bar is like it's a fake bar, in my opinion. Uh, but that's I may be wrong, but I'm not taking it. Yes, this current bar is previous bar. That's where you place your stops. So if I want Algo to take stop loss on previous bar, just do this, or keep it on current bar. Now, not flag short, but volume short. So I will arm for short setup, for short a signal if it's gonna come, because like in this environment, I may have a feeling for it to go up, it will need to retrace first a little bit more. But I may be wrong. I'll take this chance. If we're gonna have a short setup, short signal, I'll enter. And that would be like this was false move, and this would break the trend line, and that would be, to me, that would be a valid setup for short, for quick scalp. Maybe wrong, but I'm just entered it there. I mean, I armed it. it's very hesitant to go down. And let me quickly show you that volume is determine the difference between previous bar and this bar. So you would say, and at least we're specified error sensitivity is 2. So let's say this bar where the signal is, not only bar closed up almost 2 size the previous bar, but reading of this volume right here, and this one was more than 2 times. So what's wrong with our
Volume up setup.
okay, so see congestion formed. I feel like if we're gonna break down, it'll be a good setup for me. Now you would I'm I'm trying to play in volume setup, but I'm really trying to play the chop setup where you have this bar and you have opposite bar. So that's what I'm thinking here. We have this bar, then we have this bar. We have this bar to the downside. I think with the volume down, it will be that setup. But you could also play a compound congestion breakout like with this bar. So if it's gonna break to the downside and close here, that would be a trade to the downside. Because sometimes you may have volume but no, I mean you may have a breakout from congestion but don't have a volume on it. Yeah, market's gotten very slow right now, and technically I probably should just stop trading, but for the demonstration purposes I would like to get another trade if we can get it. But see how, I mean, I understand there is no, everything is green, that tells you we're moving up. But remember, we're only looking for scalps, you know, like 1 minute scalps, 2 minute scalps. So we don't need much. And with this price action, yes, like maybe, um, you know, you armed for shorts, but there was no short, so you never entered short trade anywhere, and you did the right thing. But you're betting, hey, we've got our trend line to the downside, we have our congestion. Now what might be bad is that would whipsaw, because there's still, you know, enough buyers here. Even if it's going to break, it may just whipsaw. Well, we're not in a congestion anymore. I mean, it is. Are we? And the healthy profits would be somewhere here, just for scalping purposes. So let me check again the stock, what's happening with stock indicator. This is
Trendline breakup setup.
so we're like on 42, stock is 46. I think that's wrong. 40. Yeah, it's getting really congested. I don't take trade. So, and in a congestion area, like what you you will want to look for a trap from a congestion, because literally can have a signal, but it's just going to be See, we may have a signal here, but then it may be just a signal close into the support and not leaving much for.
Volume down setup.
See, there was a R volume down. I disabled it. I mean, I could still enter if I want to, but this also was the breakout from a congestion, right? We've got new congestion here, but everything points to the support here. Now, if we'll have a trend line break long, I will enter long if it's going to break. Well, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. This is a very congested area. It could be anything. Signals may be generating here, but no follow through. The old rule for trading range is you buy low and sell high. So if we break to the high, I think we still have good scalp for these areas. Like if we're not breaking now, I'm canceling it. We have congestion on 5-minute and we're at the bottom, so I think, well, if we're gonna break, but I don't want it to break like really high. I feel like if I need to enter, I want to enter now. I don't want it to. That was bad. Do you want to keep it on? No, I don't want to keep it on. Maybe I want to enter on retracement, but no. But if it's gonna retrace a little bit lower, I'll enter that quick scalp, because on 5-minute it still supports. We are in the, come on, touch that trend line. quick scalp. So there was no trend line break signal. It wouldn't take this trade. Okay, uh, now we're in the upper range. We may have a signal for volume up signal. Yeah, so this strategy, these strategies, they cover trend line break strategy, they cover congestion breakout strategy, they cover flag trade strategy, and they cover volume trade strategy. This VT is an algo trade. It has its own algorithm. It's not just going to enter on every single one volume signal. It's looking for a compound signal. So it's a chop with a compound signal. Let me show you where I can find that too for you. Uh, Something like this. See, we have this volume down, volume up. So this is the chop, volume chop.
Volume up setup.
But then we have compound, so it also break our line. So this would be considered VT trade because the signal bar is a compound bar. Uh, okay. So we have that false breakout. Now if I am thinking if we're gonna have that to the downside signal in this area, I will enter quick short scalp. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. So we made like 35 points on this stream. That was good. It's getting very congested. Our upside seems like somewhat limited. It's moving slower. I think it already made the move that I wanted to make move. Now it's just gonna be kind of slower moves here and there. But we are right now, we are in that congestion on 5 minute. So technically, I didn't want to enter here because that would be a upside of the congestion. But if we're gonna have a good signal to the downside with volume signal, maybe good short. It drew that congestion on 15 minute too. Well, actually, no, that's not it. That's my John here. Yeah, this is a congested area. You don't want to enter into here. I mean, enter into the support. So I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes and end the stream. Okay, I think that's about it. I think it was a good stream when we have started after the madness, uh, and I already made my 30, 34 something points. So to me, that was good. I mean, this is Friday. And let me just wait for this bar. But then it will be a retracement to the higher bar. So
Volume down setup.
see, I may enter if it's going to retrace a little bit. I feel like it's targeting these lows. So I want to see if I can, if you retrace a little bit more. So we've got our signal. I'm just waiting for a bigger retracement. Kind of feels That's our 5 minute. It's all in this congestion. I feel like if we have an up signal, we might look to a little bit more upwards. But again, it is all really congested, so I'm not interested. Okay, well, I'll end the stream. Thanks for watching.